I believe in peregrination and serendipity, okay? Two words that we probably should define because the etymology is pretty interesting. Peregrination originally was really used to indicate a spiritual journey, a journey to find one's spirit and values, but it came to be more meaning of a random process of reaching out over one's life experiences to achieve whatever ends and values that one came to hold true. And in some ways, I think life is a random journey towards those values, and that's where serendipity comes in. I don't know if you know the etymology of the word serendipity, but it was first coined in the middle of the 19th century by a fellow named Horace Walpole, who was an art historian, a writer, a politician, an antiquarian, and he told the story of the three princes of Serendip. Serendip being a former name of the country we now call Sri Lanka, formerly Ceylon. But the three princes of Serendip, that is their story, and that's where the word comes from. And to tell you the story very briefly, their father wanted one of them to succeed him as the king, but sent them out on journeys throughout the kingdom to learn their peregrination, to learn what they could of their kingdom, to learn to solidify their values, their knowledge, etc. And the very long tale tells of a number of circumstances that they came across which they did not anticipate. And in exploring those and learning from them, they achieved the views that they were seeking. I think most people regard the word serendipity as just an accidental discovery. And indeed there were the accidental discoveries of the three princes. But there are really two parts to it. That was accompanied by sagacity. That is, when they made that accidental discovery or that life circumstance had occurred, they had put themselves in a position based on their experiences, their education, mentoring by others, to respond to that so that they ultimately gained some unexpected rewards from the fact that they were wandering aimlessly, collided with things they didn't expect to collide with, but suddenly found that was their path to peregrination, to finding their values. The reason I believe that is because it's happened to me. I mean, where I'm sitting now is not a place that I would have imagined that I would have been when I was in college or when I was first in medical school. Namely, to be a professor on a campus where I'm teaching both undergraduates, medical students, and being in a role that I would not have seen myself being so long ago. And nor could I have even envisioned myself actually being here at Dartmouth. And the series of things that happened over my lifetime, both personal and professional, as I look back on those major things that eventually guided me here into this role, were rather accidental discoveries. But at each point, I made a judgment about those based on my prior education and my experiences. But in fact, many of the judgments were also made based on my value systems, and not on wanting to achieve a certain prowess or professional reputation, but values that I hold strongly, values that my family holds strongly, decisions made for and behalf of my family, and then ongoing decisions made for the students of Dartmouth. Right. So it was really choosing those, operating on those values when these accidental things came along that I ended up here. I think being flexible, not being so rigid, what I sometimes call vocational blinders. I mean, i.e. you're a professor, you're a physician, you're an executive, etc. This is what I do, this is who I am. Realizing that you may run into other situations in your lifetime, which if you stop and think about them and sometimes recognize their importance to your value systems, you might choose to do something very differently.
Right.
And I can't say that those come in big explosions every day, but I think it's taught me that when I do encounter those situations and I think about what I really believe in and what I want myself to be and what I want for those around me to be, that's allowed me to be both serendipitous and to peregrinate and to come to a place where I'm actually quite happy in both my personal life and professional life. And a place I would not have envisioned being if I had said, oh, you're in medical school, you're going to be this kind of physician, you're going to be this kind of professor, you're going to do it here and there. A whole series of unexpected events happened to me that led me to this interview.